Hey guys, this is Michelle coming on tonight just to talk to you guys briefly about humility. Humility is a trait of leadership. It's actually a character trait, and it carries a high level of respect. I mean, that people will respect you when you walk in humility, when you're humble. One of the things that I love about humility is that it tells me that the person who have humility doesn't walk in pride. And it's not to say that we're never going to get to a point where we experience pride in our lives, because I honestly believe that nobody on the earth, there's no one on the earth that never experience pride in some form of area. And so humility is something that I want to get better in. I want to walk in a greater level of humility. There's this thing called Clubhouse, and I know many of you guys have heard of Clubhouse. It's for iPhone users. People come on and they're able to connect. They're able to get into these clubs where they're able to chat, and it's actually been awesome. And one of the things that I have on my bio in Clubhouse is that I walk in integrity and consistency. Those are the two main traits that I fight to remain true to, is consistency as well as integrity. Most people know me, know that I am a woman of my word, and I will be consistent. But one of the things that I really want to work on is having more humility. I want to be more humble. I want you to be able to recognize that the spirit of humility lives within me, just out of our conversation, just out of me speaking, just out of me having a conversation with you. You know, this is a woman that is full of humility. And so humility is an awesome trait to have as a leader. We're in a predicament that we're in society because people do not have humility. We know that there's a character issue, but the main issue is also leadership. There is an issue with leadership. There is an issue with not just leadership, but again, character. And I think that a lot of people really just doesn't know what it is. And people try to be nice and they try to build their character, but a lot of times they don't develop themselves as leaders because they don't feel like they're leaders. I cannot tell you how many times I've asked people, are you a leader? And people will never own up to the fact that they're a leader. They don't believe that they're leaders. If you are a mother, you're a leader. If you're a father, you're a leader. If you're single, you're a leader. If you have no children, you're a leader. Why? Because the person you have to lead is yourself. You're leading yourself. And so I always tell people that you want to invest in the knowledge of leadership. And honestly, whether I operated in something or not, I still want to learn it. I still want to know it. I still want to understand it. And so it's very important where we are in society today that we as individuals take a moment to invest in leadership, to invest in the qualities that comes with leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. That's actually a quote from John C. Maxwell. Everything rises and falls on leadership. It starts with the leader. And so as a leader, my confession today is me walking in humility. I need more humility. I think 2020 and 2021 has been a year of self-examination, a year that God wants you to examine you and what's still on the inside of you, and what can I go into the next place, into the next season of your life. And so I feel like when you know you, you become a better you. I'm going to say that again because I want y'all to really get what I'm saying. When you know you, you become a better you. I'm going to share something that's a little personal. At 40 1 years old, I am menopausal. And so I'm not ashamed to tell people that it's life, is what we go through. And so one of the things that I notice is that there are some things that happen to women when they're going through menopause. They are stressed out sometimes. Sometimes they may be a little snappy, sometimes they may be a little agitated. Sometimes they may seem like they're in a depressed state, when in actuality, it's just a hormonal balance that comes along with the estrogen dropping due to menopause. And so what I did was, I was on the phone with a friend of mine a while back. It was last year sometime. And I just really snapped out. I did. I really, truly snapped out. I was so shocked. I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. But it caused me to examine myself, to examine me and why I snapped out. And so I began to pray, and I began to ask the Lord, God, help me, show me why I snapped out. And I remember the Lord leading me to the text message, and he was just like, go look into the text messages. And I noticed that every time I snapped out, it always started with a text message, and it was around the same time every month, which meant that my attitude began to shift around the same time every single month, when my estrogen would begin to drop. And so what I did was, as a leader, as a human being, as a person who wants to always flow in humility, who want to always flow in compassion and love, what I did was, I said, okay, God, teach me how to navigate around this. So now, if I'm feeling like that, I kind of take a moment to relax to myself. I open up and I tell people, you know what? This is not a good moment right now. I just need a moment to myself, and I take that moment for myself. But see, that's because I know myself. When you learn yourself, when you know yourself, you become a better you. And so I am a better me. I'm able to communicate with people and not go off, not cause them to be frustrated, not be ready to go upside their head because I'm having a bad day because of menopause. No, I know how to control that. I know how to control me. I know how to control my flesh. I know how to simmer myself down. And that's because I had to learn this is the trigger. Okay, this is the trigger. And so I always want to be known as a woman who walks in a spirit of humility. That's all I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about. It's about confession. It's about humility. Owning up to the fact that you need change as a leader. You need change as a leader. One of the things that I heard an awesome man of God says that deliverance is our daily bread. When we wake up every day, when we wake up every morning, we have to aim to be delivered from the things that was attached to us the day before. And so what I want to encourage you guys with on tonight is to examine yourselves on a daily basis. Know yourself, learn yourself. You are always going to be evolving. You are always going to be changing. You're always going to be a new person. And so there's some things you used to like that you may not like no more. And there's some things that you never thought you would like that now all of a sudden those are the things that you like. Like, for instance, something crazy, guacamole. I never liked guacamole. Now, I love guacamole. So as you get older, there are some things about you that changes. And I'm telling you, if you don't know yourself, then it will interfere with your ability to function in the area of leadership. Leadership demand humility. It demands humility. Why? Because leaders deal with people. And that is one of the most important things I want to leave you guys with on tonight is leaders deal with people. They have influence over people. And because they have influence over people, the number one thing that they have to invest in is learning people. And what better way to learn people than to start learning yourself? When you learn how to navigate through your own issues, it becomes easy to navigate through the issues of other people, to help them navigate through the issues that they're actually having. It becomes easy. And so it was hard for me at first. I want to say that it was really hard for me at first trying to adjust to the changes that my body had been going through. It was really, truly hard for me. It was hard. But you know what? It only took a month and a half for me to recognize what the issue was, for me to come up with a strategy on how I can help myself not offend people during that time. Because what we would do is, you know what we would do? We would be like, well, you know what, honey, I'm menopausing and it's just what it is. You just going to take the attitude. I don't want that. I don't want to be mean to people. I don't want to be like, people need to just take the attitude. I'm frustrated. You know, we have an obligation to do something about the changes that we go through. We have an obligation to do that. And I want to encourage you on tonight not to allow anything that you go through to stand in the way of you becoming more humble. Push pride to the side. Tell yourself, I don't know everything. I don't. I am still learning. I am forever learning, and not just learning more about God and not just learning more about the world, but learning more about myself. Learn something new about yourself. That's what I want to leave you guys with on tonight. Learn something new about yourself. And if it's something that you are displeased with, change it. Change it. And if it's something that cannot be changed, in terms of getting rid of it, you can always find a better way to perfect that weakness that you have so that you can be the kind of leader that God predestined you to be. And so that's all I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys on tonight about. I'm going to try to come on at least once a week to kind of leave you guys something, a word of encouragement as it relates to leadership, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes, maybe less. But the word on tonight is humility. Never allow anything to destroy your ability to be humble. You want to be humble enough to recognize that you are a flawed vessel. And in order for you to be better, in order for you to be at a place where you are able to enjoy life and you are able to make the impact in the lives of other people, you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself in order to grow yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you don't know what you need help in order to grow you. So let this be a moment of focusing on you. Let this be a time of reflection for you. I'm working on me. I'm taking my time. I told someone I'm not going to start taking any more clients until April. Why? Because I want to be a better me. So I will be praying for you guys as you pray for me. You guys have a wonderful night, and I pray that the Lord will cover you all and that the angels will stay encamped around you guys' home, and that you guys will be protected from the virus, and that you guys will live a whole and prosperous life. You guys enjoy the rest of your night.